I'm ready here. You ready?
Yeah, we have a lot, so let's go.
Let's try and get it through it as fast as possible because today's episode of Zombieland Saga was real good.
I've I try avoiding stuff, but I saw a lot of previews, so
Sorry.
I didn't see anything from you.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, welcome to Granblue Radio. This is Vibrating Sheep. I run Granblue again. This is also DJ. I'm not even gonna let him say hi because he's
You're
the.
talking too fast.
We're just talking really fast. We're trying to get through this real fast, everybody. All right. There's a lot to talk through.
You
Uh.
don't have to go that fast, man.
Aw. I kind of wanted to. So
I won't keep up.
welcome to Premium Gala. It's 1 hour old, so if you ask us how good these characters are, we don't know. We have an idea though, so we
The
can
answer is
talk.
probably.
The
They're
idea,
probably good.
they're probably good. All right, where do you want to start? We've got three new characters to work. Two characters, a summon, and a 5-star uncap to go through.
Well, let's start with the events.
All right, let's go to the event. False heroes. I skipped all the story. Did you actually manage to pack through all the story again, or no? Not yet.
Nope, not yet.
All right, we
I've
won't
been
talk
working all
about the
day.
story. Let's not talk about the story. We're only going to talk about the fact that Yurius got his 5-star, and so let's talk Yurius. Um,
Yeah,
Starting with this question: when was the last time you used Yurius? Be honest.
last time I ran wind in Lucilius.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he doesn't do anything in V2 basically. Like when it comes time to dispel something in V2, it means that it's probably from something you could have broken. And so you're just like, I could have just broken this and I wouldn't have needed to dispel this at all.
Meanwhile, I just run Astariola and he dispels every turn.
Yeah. I mean, he dispels every turn that they do something special, which
No,
is
he
oh, he just
dispels every
dispels every
turn.
turn. What
Yeah,
is his reaction to special attack?
he tries to bind them.
Oh, that's the one. Okay. So he just dispels every turn. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So let's talk about Urius because, yeah, like we said, it's not that he stopped being a bad character. It's just that his context was gone, and like he doesn't do any skill damage in an element that now just makes it really easy to run two Wilnas beaks. Wilnas beaks? OER beaks. I'm sorry.
we'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about Wilnas later. He's on my mind. I'm sorry. But yeah, so um, Urius had kind of not fallen out of favor, not because the character was bad, but because just wasn't the time for him anymore. And so they've done a couple things to try to patch that up. So step one, his charge attack lowers his skill cooldowns by one now. So that's the first thing he gets.
That's cool.
It means he has a 4-turn cooldown delay. That's actually kind of insane.
Especially since that delay steals meter.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily a delay, it's a drain, which is treated differently. Remember that. It's not officially a delay.
Delay special.
Yeah, it's wild. All right. And then the other three upgrades he gets, I don't remember the order, but one of them goes to
Level
the.
9, I can get this. So
All
level
right.
90 is when skill 3 upgrades.
All right. So skill 3 was his most useless button. It was either amazing or useless, and there was no in between, which is something that they've been trying to um, get away from in dispel buttons. So this one only gave you something if you dispelled. Well, now it gives you something even if it doesn't dispel, because
Ooh, 25 defense, win defense down.
which means it'll cap out with his skill 1 discover truth. It's fine. Um, the big thing is this. I found this really funny. This is the second time they've just retrofitted a character to just say "screw you, class regain," or is it Rubble Rain that it cancels? It's one of those two.
It's something that a Galleon does.
Yeah, it's there specifically to just get rid of a Galleon Omen. It's him and Summer Jean. They both got this upgrade. Jean had a wind defense down that got a dispel, and Urius has a dispel that gained a wind defense down. So that's one thing that he will. And since that thing readies every 5 turns, you can just pop this and break it on schedule every time.
Or 4 turns.
Yeah, that's true because of Tentacle Saltatio. I love saying that. It means dance, by the way. I looked it up.
Tentacle means dance. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. All right. Anyway, dynamic knowledge is his 95 upgrade, where one of his issues is
No, True Speaker.
it's Truth Seeker.
he's always had that
Well,
knowledge.
that's right. That's right. It's True Seeker that upgrades, where he gets multi attack based on True Seeker. Was it?
No,
No, it's supplemental.
no.
Supplemental.
There you go. That's the
Good
right one.
lord. I really should have just leveled this character before this whole thing. Thank you for the corrections. And then a level
Anyways,
100. Let's go ahead.
anyways, but so for each stack of True Seeker, he gets 2,000 supplemental damage. So it
So
goes up to 20k.
the thing is that when specifically it's on Yurius, that's pretty fair because he doesn't do anything that particularly benefits from supplemental damage. Like, if they wanted to make him better in V2 and specifically V2, they would have put like maybe a small damage component on Discover Truth. Never do that. They would have like given negation some damage or something like that, but they didn't.
Oh, also to note, they also increased the numbers on the CA damage and CA damage cap up, by the way, as well.
It's pretty good.
So it used to be 7% CA damage and 3% CA damage cap up. Now
Hmm.
it's 10% CA damage and 5% cap up.
So 50% cap up at full stacks.
Yep.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good number. And then the last thing that they gave him, Depleter. It's one of those things where it doesn't really look that impressive, and then you think about it, and you're like, this is fine, probably.
I
So
mean, it lowers debuff resistance
it lowers
on a character
debuff.
who wants the debuff.
Yeah, it lowers debuff resistance. The other character prominently who has this, it's a random chance to get it on Fior. Um, it heals him. Just yet
2k.
another thing, sure. It actually does skill damage, so he can help a little bit to contribute to hit count and things like that. And then when the foe has 10 or more debuffs, which is really easy to hit on Yurius, then it happens twice. So he heals for a
All
big
right.
amount, and he does double nuke. Like, this one was pretty conservative as 5 stars go. I feel like they just knew that Yurius was already really good.
I don't know. I literally did not know what you could do to this character, really.
What my thoughts were basically to try and make him better in V2, and instead of making him generically better in V2, they just said, "Yeah, okay, he solves Galleon."
Well, here's the thing: with the way his skill one works, there's no way he can actually work correctly in V2.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Um, and then the only other thing really to say about Urius is the upgraded CA of Tentacle Celtatio. The graphics are something new in Granblue Fantasy. Like a bunch of people who play Fate Go, they just look at it and go, "Wait, what game am I playing?"
I switch it back to Duke Lamia.
All right. So informal poll of chat: how many of you, upon 5 starring Yurius, went straight back to 4 star in order to get Discover Truth's original line back?
I'm casting my vote now, by the way.
Yeah, I already know. You did this at like 2 a.m. this morning when we first did that.
I am not a heathen.
I'm I'm okay with changing that line after what 3 years of Kenkyu. I'm okay with Jitsu ni omoshiroi.
If I want to hear Moshiro, I play Earth.
Melissa, you have the skin on him. What does he say for Discover Truth in that one again? Is it? Oh, it's like seishuku ni shitamae or something like that, right? It's be silent in Japanese. Oh, seishuku ni negao, I think it was. And then in this one, it's jitsu ni omoshiroi, aka truly fascinating. But at least this one's super hammy, as all Yurius lines should be. Anyway, so a lot of people are very attached to the old line. I'm ready for a new line to, and in true Yurius tradition, he only has one of these lines for it, as opposed to someone like Kaede or Tabina who has 3 different lines that cycle or just appear randomly to try and mix things up. They're just like, nah.
I stay true to my church.
All right. Speaking of going to church, DJ, is it time to move on?
Sure. I don't know where we're going with this part though.
We're going to the Church of Narmaya, where Isaiah has resided for the last couple of years. All right. So new Grand character. It's a Wind Grand. So Wind players had been complaining about how Wind Zephyrus grids were basically only about survival, and that Magna grids essentially outdid them for damage purposes. And so, I mean, Cygames hears these things, and they just decided, all right, everybody, here you go. Here's Evanescence.
Well, here's the other thing: they haven't had a new grand character in 2 years.
I mean, Water hasn't had a new grand character in 3. I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah, and what the state of water is right now.
it's tie size. Yeah, it was in a better
They
place.
they upgraded their previous weapons that were Murglays.
Yeah, they upgraded the 3-year-old weapons and not the 6-year-old ones. All right, let's take a look here. So Evanescence, big crit, it's 3 up arrows. That's a good number. Medium attack, and then supplement critical hit damage.
I mean, you could splash it in both. It's fine.
Soon you'll be able to put this in Magna. Soon, whenever they actually
No,
get around to it.
you could technically put it in Magna right now, anyways, because you already have the guaranteed crit.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's you already have most likely a couple of Ewier's beaks, and that's a lot of normal attack to not be boosting. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be real good as of now, and it's gonna get even better soon. So this has a strong and bright future. The Evanescence. Also, DJ,
Yes.
why is this a sword?
Why is that stupid axe thing a sword?
The hatchet?
Yes, the one that actually says it's an axe.
Yeah. Why is Sky Ace a katana? Why is Reunion a dagger? What is going on with wind grids? Like, they just lie to you.
I mean, the one I was talking about was a water weapon.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. We were just gonna run this game at like a convention.
Uh, Dude, they had a quiz on that thing that was online, and I run this game, and I only got 19 out of 20 right. I freaking got
It's hard.
the eel sticks wrong because I forgot about it for some reason, even though they'd explained it
That's
the previous
that's a
week.
fist, isn't it?
It is a staff because you hold it by the middle stick.
Which one am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the skewers that you hold in between your knuckles.
Yes. All right. Anyway, let's go to the actual character now, because this character's got some interesting decisions being made about like when you use certain things and what characters you're going to use her with. So Narmaya, they've said this before. Characters who are just really important to them will get grand upgrades. So that's why like Cagliostro, Fairy. Well, Fairy is story relevant at least, but like
Yeah,
Jean,
Sperry actually was important to the story.
yeah,
She actually was in part two.
and 3. All right. So, um, we're gonna actually start Narmaya down at the bottom because this is the context that you need for everything. No matter
Or
what it.
sorry,
Whoop, go ahead.
no matter what it takes.
Yeah. So no matter what it takes, she gains 0 charge bar when attacking.
Normal attacking.
When normal attacking, it's true. Uh, Amplify normal attack damage, deal triple attacks, and her buffs can't be removed. So she's an honorary Earth character for that last one. Um, that's the amplify normal attack damage thing. Like it's on Relic Buster, and the Relic Buster drawback is that you have low defense and higher hostility, and people instantly snap that up. And so for this one, you amplify normal attack damage. You always triple attack, so you know she's a sword Relic Buster, and she gets no meter. It's like, oh, hold on.
So you have to get meter from other ways.
So we were looking up how to get uplift in Wind, by the way, and the ways that we found are kind of hilarious. So, um, you have what? It was Takagaki Kaede, the Cinderella girl. You pointed that one out.
Correct.
You can play as a Chaos Ruler and put Uprising on her. I don't know where else that you can get uplift from. More like
Everyone else's uplift are selfish.
mhm.
So yeah, can't do that.
So I guess you're just gonna fill her meter up the old-fashioned way with
Like
Seathon.
Widow Saphon.
Yeah, or either Seathon or like Relic Buster again, or limit with limit bursting for you to do it once. Um, or there has to be another way, right? No, just
No,
CAing and giving your 10 meter every time that way.
the Saphon.
So Seathon. And so, yeah, um, this is also important because it actually allows her to have this effect on her charge attack, which would be incredibly disgusting, being merely very disgusting.
This would be super dumb if she if she didn't have this drawback.
Dude, it would be super dumb even if she had a 35% meter drawback, like other guaranteed triple attack characters. They just
Yeah,
decided to get rid of
100.
yeah, decided to get rid of meter entirely on her. So she joins the unworldly CA damage club. She gets a 2-turn cut to her cooldowns, and she gets double strike on her as
on
her
a char-
CA effect.
on a character who always triple attacks.
On a character who always triple attacks, yeah, like people who have main-handed the Ichigo Hitofuri before just tell you all sorts of things about what happens when your CA turns into a double strike, and you're just like, oh yeah, oh that's the stuff. Um, and then like her actual skills are also amazing. So she she got the Narmaya Classic. She got Chaser. That is always superior element to whatever she's hitting. And then they added a new wrinkle to that, where she also deals superior elemental damage no matter what. So it's
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So no matter what, if this skill is on and it's let's see, 4-turn uptime, 5-turn cooldown, cuts 2 turns every time she CAs. Yeah, so she'll have it up whenever she wants it.
It's not like she's telling the boss that they're Earth now.
Yeah. Then she has the other side is her essentially Earth version, where she does all sub, counter, and repel. And
No,
oh, go ahead.
I said no. These two skills are linked to each other.
Yeah, so you choose which one you're taking. But the cooldown on Christmas or Holiday Narmea's version of this is what, 11 turns? It's a long cooldown. Let me go look up what the cooldown of Mind at Peace is. It's a 10-turn cooldown on that one. This one, it's 5 turns minus however many turns that you're going to be using the CA on. But you also choose between that and her chaser.
Hmm.
So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Um, and then the other thing that they took from Holiday Narmea, so she has the 1 turn long cap up buff. Uh,
Notice how we stay 1 turn.
so Falling Mist is the same. It's the same. It's the same name as Holiday Narmea's buff. We did say it's one. It's 1 turn. So when she gets a double strike off of her CA, then it affects both of them.
Or if she attacks out her turn somehow.
Yeah. Um. Then she gets a big crit buff. She gets Keen to herself. And as a reminder, we didn't read this out, but whenever any Wind character crits, which is very easy to do in Wind for Magna, and now it's going to be very easy to do in Zephyrus, they get a cap buff and free chaser for critting.
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, if it weren't for the fact that she gains no meter and you actually have to feed her something, this character would be omega disgusting rather than being really disgusting and pushed, like highly
Hey,
pushed.
she's a beautiful woman.
She is a beautiful woman. Her mom's a beautiful woman. Her friend when she goes to her hometown is a beautiful woman. I want all of these.
Are you
I'm,
sure that's a friend? I actually watched part of that Fate episode.
Everybody's a friend. Have you seen what happens whenever there's a new character on Granblue EN? Everybody is a new friend, DJ. A friend, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met. All right.
Remember, one of these friends threw me off an island one time.
He got better.
Yeah, but not that version.
New friends. Everybody's a friend. So yeah, like the way that she plays well in single turns. She plays well in like fights that are 5 turns long. She plays well on fights that are like 3 turns long because on turn 2 you'll fill her up with Seaphon, and then on turn 3 she gets to do this whole dance of pink petals thing. It's wild. She's good in fights that are 11 turns long. She's good in fights that are 20 turns long. There's a lot going on here, and
That's cool.
yeah, it's cool. She deserves it. All right, are we done with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get that character eventually. It'll be fun. I'll put her on a team with like Yodarha. It'll turn into my wind version of the Andre Luchador team. Anyway, oh man, I was thinking about putting her with Summer Corwa, and it's just like that's kind of redundant, isn't it? It's like no, it's not redundant. It's just
Summer Core
good.
is ridiculous.
Summer Corwa also ridiculous. It's true. All right. So next up, uh, we're going to go to Albert, but first we're going to his weapon because his weapon has one important factor on it.
Are
It
you looking at Shore's Lightning?
I'm looking at Schwarz Lightning, yes. So it has this raised Thunderstruck level by 1 thing on it, which doesn't matter really until you actually get to Albert. Because when I was looking at this character in a vacuum, I was like, what the hell is this? All right. So this character, they took what they learned from Summer Albert. They did the Thunderstruck thing. They integrated like the light version of Albert, and so he's a combination of previous parts.
Can I say one thing first?
Do it.
I'm really sad he's not water.
Because of Midori Kawahikaru, where
He made this joke
he
too. By the
always
way,
makes this
3 years ago.
he,
3 years ago, though.
he always makes this joke in everything he has that has elements because so Midori means green, so he's like, yes, make me wind or forest element. Kawa means river, so he's like, yes, make me water element. And Hikaru means light. So light Albert, done. Wind Albert, done. Water Albert, not yet.
Like I said, he made this joke on which one was it with Naobo and Kato?
That was Granblue channel,
Yeah, so
the
he
radio
made that
show.
joke back when it was that time.
It was he made that joke on the radio show. It's true. He's very aware of his name. Like his nickname in Japanese circles is Green River. Anyway, so Albert, um, so he's built around skill 1 basically. So dark damage to all foes. He raises Thunderstruck. So Thunderstruck is multi-attack rate lowered. It stacks up to 10, but if you have Schwarz Lightning, then it's like it's gonna take so long to stack that thing up to 10 that it's not gonna matter. But and it only lasts 180 seconds, so you know you want to be able to just keep refreshing this so it actually does something.
Yeah.
Which is good because he has 2 ways to refresh it. So just like his 5-star light version, when he CAs, he gives himself Chaser, and new, he ends the cooldown on skill 1. So he gets to press this again. And he gets to delay.
Ooh.
Every time he CAs, he gets to delay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Meanwhile, so he does 6 hits of dark damage on skill 2. It's a pretty long cooldown as these things go. Um, when you have cast Electron Storm, let's see, 5 times, then it does 12 hits instead of 6. Dark has some pretty good ways to get supplemental damage or skill cap up. So, um, he works with things like Kolulu. He works with the new Bismarck weapon that we just got from Proving Grounds. This one looks like a fun thing to build around. And then, Impulse Raid. It's his light skill. But it does damage now. So he gives damage. He gives himself 100 meter, and he gives himself the ability to use Electron Storm and Lightning Rage again. So all of these skills work together really well in order to just keep pressing Electron Storm over and over again. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, pressing Impulse Raid gives you the ability to use two Electron Storms, one from refreshing the skill, one from having 100-meter attacking and then having the skill again. So
I feel
that's
like it's gonna be more important to manage how fast you're actually doing the raid
hmm
because of the fact that it's not tied to a buff, it's tied to a debuff.
true. And then yeah, like all of these, he goes on team delay, like because we needed more delays at dark, right, DJ?
I mean, why not?
With him, maybe I'll actually be able to full auto Luo if I ever get him because it's like Tanya and I forget who the rest of team like Pat just delay all the time was. It was like Olivia until she dies. I
Linebacker can delay.
bloody scar in main hand delays on CA. Yeah, so like
Okay.
there's a lot of places you can find that this kit will be useful,
You
and
know what?
then
He's sword specialty. He works with Hollow Sky.
it's true. All right, and then his support skills are he's immune to being paralyzed, which like as um let's see, as Cerulean said in chat, it's like screw you, Luo, and Luo in particular. He can't be paralyzed. Well, who paralyzes and is a light boss? Well, a lot of them actually, but it
Yeah.
the currently relevant one is Luo. Um, he gets multi attack based on Thunderstruck, and when he gets to Thunderstruck 5 or more, which in a normal fight will be around what turn like 4 or so,
Hopefully around 2 or 4.
yeah, then he gets a chance to deal quad attacks, just like Wind Bear. Quad attacks are great. There's nothing wrong with those.
It makes it so that he can get his meter back.
Yeah, in order to
To
CA again,
CA.
to
In order to
Electron
get
Storm.
Electric Storm.
Yeah, he just gets to loop this stuff. It's great. And then this is the one that confused me so much when I first looked at it, where it says boost to dark ally skill specs based on the Thunderstruck level on the foe, and
I'm pretty sure that this is also to cover the fact that he could get blown to the back.
yeah, but there is like, because of how the Schwarz Lightning works, there is a way to get Thunderstruck level, not levels, just level when Albert is in the back and not pressing buttons. So
Unfortunately, this weapon is not 4-starable yet, so. But it's not. Looking at it, it's not technically a bad weapon, but it just doesn't have a 4-star.
attack DA and then small crit, yeah. Someday it'll get a 4-star and people are like, oh yeah, huh? We'll see what the
Hey,
game
this is
looks
pretty
like at
good.
that
Hey,
point.
look, crit.
Hey, look, crit, yeah. But yeah, so as we've said on this show many times before, welcome to Dark. Here's your multi attack and your bonus dark damage on attack. But yeah, I mean this character just looks fun. He looks similar to how I would play Lucius. It's just that uh, instead of doing like just nothing but skill damage, he delays at the same time. So I'm good with that. I also just enjoy playing with Light Albert in the first place. So I look forward to having this character in my collection. He also just looks dope. Let's look at this guy.
Yeah, he looks really cool.
And in his uncap art, he is back to back with Yurius. Did you see that?
No.
Hold on, let me do some magic here.
I see. I see it now. I'm looking at the wiki.
There you go. You see Yurius in the back there, and I'm a sucker for that. Sturm and Drang do that. Who else does that? I just remember Sturm and Drang doing that, the back to back thing. All right. So anyway, that is it for new characters. So um, we're gonna move on to the next thing, the thing that just makes people sort of stare and go, "Oh, oh, so this is where we're going."
Is it extra? Is it wellness?
It is Wilnas. So
So not Tsuchinoko.
not Tsushinoko. I was
It is
hoping.
not.
I,
It is not part of the Tsuchinoko series.
I
It is
keep
the Six
hope.
Dragon series.
I keep hoping we were gonna get a cryptid, but no, they're like, ah, nah, no cryptids. Instead, 6 dragons. So this they haven't released that many summons recently. They've been pretty subdued about it because the summon pool is really, really crowded already. So if they do release a summon, it better be good. Um,
So yeah.
yeah. So let's just go scroll down straight to here, and his sub is just add another star to your Agni. Uh,
It's better than another star technically.
Because at 0 stars it adds 10%, which was the difference between being 4 star and 5 star for Agni. At
But a 3 star,
3 stars, it's 20% boost to these skills, which is the difference between being 3 star and 4 star for Agni. So it's basically a star and a half.
how do you like having a 170 in your percent?
So for things like Ixaba, for example, I mean, yes, that's amazing. When it comes to like the Fist of Destruction, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to figure out how the extra 20% does for crit grids, and I'm not smart enough to have all of that math in my head. I always have to keep referring to um, like crit tables in order to figure out uh, what I can cut and what I need to put in for double Agni in order
I mean,
to guaranteed crit.
Dom, don't forget there's supposed to be an update sometime later where you can see all that numbers.
I will. I am so excited for that actually to come through, so that I can actually see what my crit rate is. But yeah,
I like this description. He's literally Agni's hype man.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's other skills that this boosts now that are really, really like useful. I recently sparked and created a skill-based spear, which I've been having a ton of fun with. Hey, look, it says Inferno's tempering.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty good.
Infernos. Hey, look, there it is. I can get more supplemental skill damage? Hell yeah!
So the weird part that we're at with summons too is
hmm
that we are very limited on how many summons we can have.
Yeah, so we got to thinking about we've got to think about it this way now. So it's like, all right, you're fire, you're playing crit, which means you're up against wind probably. So that means you're packing the sun. That's a locked spot, especially since the sun is also one of the best summon calls in the game.
Yeah.
Certain setups will be packing Belial, especially if you're taking advantage of supplemental damage. So like the Nemone setups, the Summer Kumbira setups, and especially since the call for 1 turn raises your fire supplemental damage again. Um, that's another. So Belial is another spot that doesn't move unless you're in content that actually could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You want cap up, so you're bringing Michael. That's 3. And then there's no like compelling need for a fire crest team yet, so you're probably not packing the searcher. But red hair is really good, like really good. If you need hit points, then you would be packing the devil. But red hair's really good, and so this is basically fighting for a spot with red hair.
I just got depressed on thinking about all this because you listed 3 summons I don't have.
I mean, if you don't have them, they're still like very good summons that you can put in those slots. And so, I mean, yeah, this is one of those things where you're just staring at it and going, "Can we get a fifth Arkarma only summon slot too, please?" I don't know about. Maybe can we? But yeah, like this thing is making a very strong case for being put in those 4 slots. The question is what you kick, and I don't have an answer to that. The other question is when they make the inevitable water, wind, earth, etc. versions of these things, will they have this call too, or will it be a different call? What will Wamdis's call? Instead of doing like supplement fire damage, will it do like what does Wamdis put on you? Will it give you
It
uplift?
chokes you.
Yeah. Will it choke the enemy? Man, can you imagine if Wamdis call gave you permanent uplift like Wamdis gives on? Is it Vessel Fall? It's one of the Wamdis things because this is one of the like
Oh,
signature omens.
I thought Vesselfall wasn't permanent. It was local.
It is local. There's permanent attack up that that Wamdis gives itself.
The one that gives himself permanent uplift is the White
Luo.
Dragon,
Yeah. But yeah,
and you can't dispel that if I remember correctly on the later parts.
you can't. You have to cancel it, or You just have
or
to deal with
die,
it. Yeah, you just
or
gotta
die
die in
because
three
Flashpoint's
turns.
gonna kill you.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really curious on not just what they'll do when they inevitably come out, because with the Cryptid series, it was one of those things where it's like, this is fun. I wonder what they're gonna do next, because it's gotta be creative. This is just powerful.
This is also not a Cryptid series.
This is not a Cryptid series, so we know exactly who the next five in this cycle are going to be. Um, there's a potential if they're releasing one of these a month that they go like fire, then wind, and then earth, and then we'll have Galleon for Earth favored unite and fight.
You know what he's gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
The tower effect.
Oh God! Could you stop? Please, no more towers.
He's just gonna throw islands at people, and it's just a tower effect, but with an island.
No, I. No, stop it! Stop it, Earth designers in Granblue Fantasy. I see enough like big fists coming out of everything. We have three ways to get that right now. I don't want more. Stop island hurling. I hate you, DJ, for getting this into my head. Unworldly
Look,
skill damage on call. What's up, DJ? What were you gonna say?
look, Earth had to have has its fun times. Look how many grants they got in a row.
Yeah, that's fair.
Literally 3 in a row.
Look, I'm just looking forward to the next Water Grand. Just give me Grand Silva. I'm ready. Grand Water Grea. I'm in. I'm in. I'm all in.
You just want another water grant, so he just
Yes! I'm a simple man with simple needs. All right? They're giving me a Dragon Girl and Princess Connect. They're giving me one Dragon Girl. I don't really care about the other Dragon Girl.
What do you know he's a good girl?
I'm I'm moving on. We're moving on after this. All right. So, other things that are going on. Have you looked into what they're doing with this surprise ticket?
I know.
So, this is the one that they said. This is one of the ways that they said that they would bring more people to owning the Optimus series, because for the first time, the following summons are now included in the list of exchangeable items: Agni, Varuna, Titan, Zephyrus, Zeus, and Hades.
Oh.
So this is the one where they're just like, all right, we're opening that lid. If you want to have an Optimus summon, then you are allowed to pop a surprise ticket and grab one.
I mean, it used to be really bad just not being able to get the one that you wanted, especially since they also don't run the what was the demi ones anymore. You only get one of those.
Right. How long ago would this have been useful to you, DJ?
Verona, a long time ago.
Yeah, Rune a long time ago for me also. But I'm glad this is a thing now. Like,
I mean, if you're gonna put like the new like standard where it's like the 150,
mhm,
you have to make it more viable
mhm.
to people because I literally went 2.5 years without getting a Verona.
Yeah. I I went a long time without getting Hades, but then again, I was still happy with. I wasn't necessarily that happy with Dark, but I was fine with it.
Oh,
But
and
I know.
also don't forget
Mhm.
that you have to in order to upgrade to 5-star, you have to break one.
Also true. Or spend 30 gold moons, which is probably the more viable thing. Or is it 20 gold moons? I think it's 30. But yeah, like no Isaac, no Bea, no Nezha, the usual things. But yeah, do you have any plans for the surprise ticket with this knowledge that you can get an Optimus in mind?
Nope, because the only Optimus I'm missing even one copy of is Zeph, and I
Oh,
don't have the Zeph weapons.
well, especially since they released the new like gold standard for Zeph weapons just now.
Correct.
Yeah. My personal choice is between Nicholas and Colossus, probably, because. So this is the thing. This is the dumb reason that I'm going to be picking up Colossus. It's not even for the Metal Destroyer, which is a very good weapon.
Is it
Uh,
so he kills himself?
it is so he kills himself because in about a week and a half I will have Frau's domain unlocked, and I need someone to bring her out from the back. and Christmas Rockham isn't really cutting it.
He sometimes does not get targeted.
Yeah. So I'm just
And Yurius has a hard time dying, actually, if you ever noticed.
Yurius has a really hard time dying.
She'll be at red health the entire fight.
So yeah, I just need someone to die and um bring out Frau. And so I'm just thinking about Colossus that way. Nicholas I want to play because he's just fun. Those are my two choices for this surprise ticket.
Yeah, mine is either Cetera or Colossus.
Uh, Out of those two, I would tell you Sutera in a heartbeat. That character is super fun.
Yeah, but my win spots are kind of crowded.
Yeah, while true, the character's still super fun. Anyway, but that's just a recommendation. You're free to make your own choices, and if
I'm also a
Colossus,
fire main.
yeah, if Colossus, oh, I mean, you want Colossus kind of for the same reason I do, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so just bring that Frau out there. Just have her start raining in Dominuses.
I really want them to change your skill 1 and skill 2 locations.
I agree.
We've proven with UL that you can.
Hmm.
The question is when.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited for this new normal. Hopefully they just let people go for the Optimus summons, and maybe they'll make them sparkable. But I feel like this is the conclusion they have come to. It's like, all right, we'll make them surprise ticketable. They used to run a couple of them where it was like a star premium that just gave you one of the six at random, wasn't it?
Correct. I got another Acne instead of a Varuna that time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think people were happy with that one, so I think this one is gonna work out better for them.
What do you mean controlling instead of 106?
Yeah. All right. Uh, we're moving on from the surprise stuff. So they made a bunch of Golden Week updates. In order to, we say this every time. Golden Week and summer vacation are like the times to get people's attention. Because everybody's got that time off. So it's like, hey, play our game. Um, so every Cygames game is giving away free rolls right now. I need to make sure that I roll in Cinderella Girls. Actually, I already rolled in Princess Connect.
I rolled the Princess Connect already.
But anyway, so um, Granblue is doing its usual like free 10 roll a day. Oh, here's all the giveaways. Here's all the extra XP. Blah blah blah. Um, but what they really did for people like us was they just upgraded the game. It's like, oh, this game's better to play now.
You know that uncap thing would have been helpful 12 hours before they implemented it.
What did you do 12 hours before?
Rusted bows.
Rusted, they already have a multi uncap for though.
Wait, no, my thing wouldn't matter anyways because I used silver bricks.
Yeah, actually, I think you
It,
can use silver bricks if in that because you hit uncap further. Let's find out in a little bit. So all right, let's start with that then. The multi uncap. So the multi uncap button. Let me go take a look at a rusted weapon. So let's see if I can actually uncap this with multiply with uncap twice or more. Nope, it doesn't let it happen with silver bricks. That's unfortunate.
Understandable because you have to be really sure that you're using that.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So when it comes to uncapping rusteds, you always had this unload button. Not always, but they've had it for a while.
Unfortunately, that doesn't do silver bricks, which is what I needed.
Yeah. So this new one also doesn't do silver bricks. So that's a little sad for you. But when it comes to something like the you know what? Let's just go into the New World's foundations because this is the one that I used an example before, and it's like this is amazing. Let's uncap this multiple steps at a time. Uncap twice or more. Let's go further. You know what? Let's go further. I can 3-star this right now. I'm not going to, but I could. That's great. I love this button. I'm glad that they tested it enough that it's no longer buggy because that's what delayed it the first time.
You can't go 3 stars, Dom. You're missing some ideas.
Oh, yep, you're right. I can go to 2 stars.
That's why I blinked out the confirm button.
But but if I had 61 more IDs, DJ, I could have hit confirm. So
Right.
that's still a positive change. We've been wanting this for a long time, and I'm glad of it. Amusingly, this is
Also
probably
works with
useless.
characters, doesn't it?
What was that?
It works with characters, doesn't it?
Let's take a look. Uncap character. Let's find an R that I have at 0 stars. Hey, look, it's Harriet. Can I uncap her twice or more? Yep, there it goes. Boop, boop.
Yeah, that's nice.
Here you go. Uncap her. There you go, Harriet. You're uncapped to 3 stars after all these years. All right, so I'm happy with that change. I was using it on freaking Revenant weapons earlier because I don't know if you've seen the state of my stashes, but for people like us, this is what it looks like. Just endless Revenant weapons sitting
Yeah,
there.
that's really useful.
Yeah. So I'm happy with this one. I'm glad of it. All right, so other quality of life changes that they made. Let's see here. Let's go take a look at the 28th update again. Um, the auto refill. I think we've been begging for this for years, haven't we?
So where do you set that up at?
All right, so it's under menu, settings, miscellaneous. Scroll all the way to the bottom. AP/EP auto restore settings. So when you don't have enough AP or EP to start or join a particular quest, the required amount will be eaten automatically. And you can choose that you only want half to be eaten, or if you only want elixirs to be eaten, or both, but it uses the half first. The same thing works for EP.
Sick.
I would use auto refill if it didn't add a click every time it refilled. The thing is that it's removing a click too, so
I click
like
to add go over and add stuff.
yeah. So I mean, I'm at peace with this. I'm glad of it because so we've been asking for this for years, right? Yonezawa Madoka goes on Granblue TV channel earlier this month. She asks for it and she gets it the same month. What is this? What is this favoritism, DJ? I hate it. And by that I mean thanks, Yonemato. Thank you.
You're here a Dead by Daylight streamer. Not streamer, she just makes videos.
Yeah. But if you refill like 12 pots at a time, I mean, you can still do that. It's still very easy to do that. You just do that right here. However, I mean, if it's a matter of style, then go for it. It's your thing. Do what you gotta
I
do.
tend not to. I tend to be conservative about this.
I tend to do. I tend to eat these in big chunks for soul berries specifically. I'm just like, you
My,
know what?
my main thing is that I like the natural regen on the AP, so
hmm It's just like, eh. It doesn't work in sandbox yet. I don't know if I want it to work in sandbox. But yeah, it's a good feature. It's a strong one. Um, it's helpful in like co-op rooms, repeating raids, just plain clicking on things in your raid list. So yeah, big fan of that one. The other one is really interesting. The other like big thing that they've done. So minor things like Damascus ingot done. Um, the OK button grayed out if you're in stuff like that. This one's a minor one that'll be big later on. Your EMP no longer caps at 999 for your main character. They've added 2 digits to it, so you can go up to 100,000 basically now. This is going to be important when in their roadmap they said that they're going to be adding more class-based EMPs to improve classes once you have invested a lot into them. Class EXP, new EMPs for classes, etc. So this is a future-proofing change, and I mean it only matters for people like us who have 1,000 EMP built up on the main character.
you mean constantly having 1,000 ENP.
Yeah, and now if you hit that 100,000 EMP limit, good for you. I don't know if I ever will, but good for you.
Well, we'll see who's the first person who's gonna post about it.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 years after the first people posted that they got Tien to 999 EMP level, I got it like earlier this month, and I was just like, oh, huh. The other thing in quality of life, but also in just like really, really, really pushing Skyleap. So before, when they push Skyleap, they're just like, this is really convenient, and for logging in, you're gonna get 200 crystals. Now they're just like, use Skyleap.
Does not affect me because I use Skyleap every day anyways.
I use Skyleap also because my work laptop does not run Granblue Fantasy very well, so I just have Skyleap full autoing things on my desk. Use Skyleap. Um, so Skyleap, the hidden numbers are kind of annoying to me, but basically for every renown pendant that you would gain, you also gain a Skyleap point. And it has the same cap of 2,000 for a day, but it's 4,000 for a week, so that's a little different. And the things that you buy with Skyleap points are actually pretty wild. Did you take a good look at Skyleap points yet?
I didn't look at it too deeply. I saw the big prize and then I forgot what the big prize is.
So
So
the
tell me what the big prize is.
so the big prize is this SSR character weapon ticket. They're probably not going to restock this one, but it's there. Um,
Yeah, how much does it cost?
it costs 10,000, which is essentially 2.5 weeks of Skyleap use.
I don't see them restocking that.
No,
At least, at least not like once a year or something.
maybe. Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, it's one of those things where after you've gotten it, you push it out of your mind. But here's the other prize. Like there's all of these like pretty useful things, right? Let's go to the
Summer
end.
break.
Let's go to the end of this. And how bad was your rupee situation after like uncapping an eternal to 6 stars? It wasn't actually that bad,
Mine wasn't bad.
but I know people who were just plain out of rupees after they made it to the eternal 6 stars because that cost 5 million. And so, for the low cost of 2,000 Skyleap points, which is running a full day's worth of renowned pendant raids, you can uncap an eternal. Then there's this 500 CP. So it costs what 20,000 CP to uncap an eternal to 6 stars.
See, that's the one that you actually might not have.
That's also true.
Like we saw with Inuyama's tweets.
Where she's like, "How did I run out of CP? What happened?" So yeah, like these two take away two of the really big like, oh, I didn't know that it was going to be this much hurdles because you just play like you normally would on Skyleap. Or if you're going to be technical about it and want to just use Skyleap as little as possible, you do the raid on browser, and then you go over to Skyleap purely to pick up the reward because it cares about the results screen only and not the raid itself to award you the points.
I'm gonna use Skyleap.
Yeah,
That sounds too for me. If you just do.
but it's like, look at these Omega anima. Wow, how did I get down to 39 Ifrit Omega anima? Oh right, I just don't run these anymore.
I'm like, do you have a reason to run these?
No. The anima is a little too expensive. The tier 2 anima and the tier 1 anima are a good price. So like Lich Omega anima for 1,000, that's, you know,
I kind of need those.
yeah,
I don't. I don't run those enough.
right. And also they're going to be phasing out these fights as raids, remember that?
Yeah.
Eventually. True anima for certain people, like I've seen people run out of those because they get used in a whole bunch of things. Um, I can get wind crystals. That's a nice thing. Fragments are cheap. But really, when you get to a certain point, you're just like, I never have to worry about rupees ever again. Yeah. So anyway, given that it's based on standard raids and like event raids and their renown pendants, like hitting okay on hard plus is still worth 216 points on this thing. It's pretty easy to do
You
that.
don't even do.
What was that?
That's just something you don't do technically.
Mm-hmm. You just hit okay, and you're like, all right, we're good. Let's keep moving. Anyway, it's pretty ham-fisted on getting you to play on Skyleap, but I mean, it's full of really good stuff, and it's not stuff that's game-breaking. It's just stuff that's really good. That just saves you a bunch of grind. Like 500 CP is basically the entire contents of a freaking event, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like these things give you CP in denominations of what, 10, 20?
Amazing.
Well, thank you for the follow, Tetsuo-san.
So us as iOS users, we kind of had to use Skyleap in a way because we otherwise you can't actually purchase.
True. All right, so that's the Skyleap shop. Uh, are you going to be picking up like CP on it, or are you just gonna save up for the, or are you gonna be picking
Saving
up the
up.
enema? Well, after
Well,
you get the SSR ticket.
I might just let it sit for a while to see what I need.
That's fair. All right. That's pretty much it, isn't it? I think we're done.
Let me check the agenda real quick. No, I don't see anything.
All right. Cool. We get to wrap up exactly on time, basically. This was a 1 hour show. All right. So next week is going to be an interesting one because next week we have choreograph for the month of May to go over. We're going to have a lot to talk about what May is going to have in store. We're going to be talking about what's the first event of that's not proving grounds. It's a. They told us what the first thing of May was. Hold on, let me go take a look at what Lyria's journal had.
Reminder that is almost Premium Friday.
What does it have for us? Lyria's journal. Oh, it's Xeno Diablo. I don't think we need to talk about that. We'll just talk. We'll only be talking about Choreogra next week. So see you guys then.
Long week next week. Let's go.
What do you mean long week, long episode? Oh, because of Choreogra. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me, DJ. Thanks for joining me, everybody who watches Granblue Radio. Uh, Thank you again. Follow us on Twitter at Granblue_EN. We have a YouTube channel which archives all of these things at Granblue_EN. Here we are on the twitch.tv/vibrating sheep stream. Guys, I need your help getting that Twitch money, everyone. I need that paycheck.
Yeah, doesn't need that paycheck.
What do you mean? My only source of income is Twitch, DJ.
That is not 100%. That is not a false statement. That is correct.
My primary source of income is twitch.tv. Please ignore the wrench next to my name. Support your local creators, guys.
Everyone enjoy your half off fest. Gets going on. Thanks, Golden Week.
Yeah, have fun, everyone. Later, all.